Yo, Potion Maniacs, and welcome back, once again, to Potionomics. Last time, our good friend let us down. This time, we're gonna rank up with him. Let's fucking go.
Who let whom down?
Let us pass time together, as a family. I shall make a confession, Sylvia. Now we are far away from the ears of the marketplace. In all my months, I'm very sad. In all my months spent in Rafta, I have not yet made time to admire its most famous landmark. Why, you've been busy, right? Nay, gentle Sylvia, make no excuses for moi. Say instead that we shall rectify this problem right now. We shall rectify it. For rectify it we shall together on this very day, at this very moment. Because right over there, do you not see it? Oh, it is impossible to miss. The statue stands tall against the horizon. This fucking music. At the precise spot where Rafta's Bay meets the open ocean. It depicts the infamous witch at the height of her power. It is Maven, who once ruled this very land. She is levitating a thing. Muktuk regards it in complete silence. He doesn't move a muscle. He barely seems to breathe. He is breathing there. Sylvia, not wanting to disturb him, turns her eyes back to the statue. What is Muktuk seeing that she has missed? Is it the thing that is floating? Tut. I do not know what to think, Sylvia. I do not know what to feel. My gut is a swirl of indistinct emotions like fish beneath the ice. That's a good simile right there. On one flipper, see, it's because I'm a walrus. On one flipper, this statue is unquestionably an impressive display of prowess. On the other, it represents an ugly history. Well, what history is that? It is a story that this statue was erected by many hands under such duress. They say that Maven turned her great mental powers on the people, that she wielded them as tools. And thus, the crux of my confusion. Can I admire the artwork in isolation from the context of its creation? Yes?
This is a problem that folks have in our time.
You know, just because, like, Prince is an asshole, or the artist formerly known as Prince, also formerly known as being alive, was an asshole, but he still is pretty damn good on a fucking guitar, or was. Yes.
That was the go-to example Lethal used of all of the musicians he could have pulled.
He was the first one that came to mind. Who would you bring to mind, Grimith?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, well, no contributions. Let's fucking go.
Nope, no contributions on my part.
Yes, art should be judged independently of the flaws of the artist.
I respect your opinion. I should even like to agree with you, and yet, as artists, it would be the height of hubris to imagine our creations to exist outside of history or politics, or our own biases or agendas. So I'll slap my tummy and say, perhaps it is easier for me to see this as one whose art is literally shaped by the undying presence of previous generations. My art is an expression of where I came from, who I am now, and how I live in this world.
You know, you give it a few generations, maybe even a century, and folks will look at your art, and culture will have changed to the extent that it'll no longer be socially acceptable for your shelves and desks and statues to be up and around.
It's true, you'll have those whole disclaimers that the Seinfeld episodes have now. That they come from a prior fucking time.
Do they have?
They do, in fact, have one of those. I read about one of those today.
I've just learned so much about what you've learned about today.
You know?
From Red Lobster to Seinfeld.
That's why I'm here. Not just to entertain the viewers, possibly, but to educate Grim.
What's the deal with all of this artwork not being socially acceptable any longer? You just use people as trolls and boom, a beautiful statue.
Exactly.
And so, I find I cannot see beauty in a creation so tainted by such ego and cruelty as this.
I do appreciate the statue looming back there behind Muktuk.
Mm-hmm.
At best, perhaps I can learn from its technical proficiency. If nothing else is impressive in that regard.
Well, you're pretty impressive yourself.
You're pretty impressive yourself. I bet you could do better with, the right resources.
You flatter me, I think. Maybe.
And yet, you also inspire my competitive spirit. So if you find yourself in possession of 300 tons of granite, possibly maybe those slimes can make it happen. You have rocks in there.
Muktuk doesn't run out of patience in the process of getting the 300 tons of granite.
I should be happy to try to outdo it. And what a feat it would be to match a balance of formal elements, to find such impactful use of anti-gravity enchantments, which I can surely do.
Excuse me.
Sounds like you can teach a class on this sort of stuff. I would rather do than teach. And I would rather outdo than imitate, yeah. It is intimidating, however, the thought of creating some great work with capital letters in such a land where it would be compared to this one. Fortunately, I've developed a thick skin for critics.
You know what? Go ahead with your critics, but I have something to say about Muktuk here.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck is he wearing around his head?
That's, it could be a hood just to keep the snow out of his eyes. Because
it's a hood, but it's not like a cloak or a cowl. There's no, like, cape behind it. There's no shoulder pieces.
He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it's...
I know it's clipping into his skin, but how does it stay attached?
It's staying around his small neck, alright?
I know that I'm asking these fashion questions in a world in which we live in magic and that everyone has weird mouth things. I'm sure even Muktuk, though we can't see it beneath the hair. It just came to me, this moment of perhaps mildly fatigued, an epiphany of sorts.
I noticed it too during that cutscene. It's not just you.
It is necessary in our line of work, is it not, to fortify our egos, even though I said ego is bad before, to reinforce our very souls against undeserved hostility.
Reinforce.
It's not terrible for you to get a defensive card.
Uh-huh. Alright, so we get reinforced. It just gives us reduced stress from all sources. It's good.
And it adds shield on top of that.
Double good.
I can take anything they throw at me now. Good. Then let us return to our own endeavors. I do not like how this statue's eyes seem to follow us.
And we'll speak no more of, checks notes, Prince.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that's on there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, yeah. Those are currently in use for the entire fucking day. Alright, let's find someone else to romance. Again.
No more goodbyes.
No more goodbyes. Oh, yeah.
The patience for this.
You're not romanced. I think we already gifted you. Yeah, I gave you a tooth. And
Sure
nothing
did.
but the tooth. Oh yeah, you're back. You brought me some bones. A fibulas. And more of this. Good. And a cricket. An avalanche cricket. A cricket known for its calming song and the rock slides caused by its powerful legs. Good.
Why would we allow those to be alive if they do that? How do we keep them in captivity if they could do that?
Well, we just keep them away from any kind of mountains. It's that simple. It's true.
But these buildings are made out of mountain.
They are. They are, in fact, made out of those. Let's give you a reef radish. Or a bog beet.
It is appreciated.
All right, it's time for Lethal to talk to himself again and just murder his throat. Step outside. What, you want to fight? Let's fucking go. Sorry to chase you away, but I'm about to head back down to the beach.
Can I join?
I mean, yeah, I guess. But I'll be marking turtle nests to keep them from getting trampled. Not that most people would call it a good time.
Are you kidding? Compared to facing an onslaught of demanding customers, sounds like a dream vacation. Come on, show me what you get up to in your spare time.
Okay, Dots. Sure, why not? I live for your amusement. This is the spot. It's the same spot you were at before. That thing's eyes are following us.
Thanks for offering a steadying hand on the way back here. It's a steep slope. But how are your hands so soft? Do you moisturize?
Oh, it's all new skin. Uh-huh. I had to grow it back after running with a corrosive corgi.
I'm sorry, you fucking what?
Yeah, we have those. They're adorable.
Those. We'll do Christy Gnome and we'll fucking shoot all corrosive corgi.
You can't shoot them. They're too cute. Have you seen their little butts? They wiggle.
Corrosive corgi has not been a cuteness evolution that is permitted to continue.
Well,
I don't know what fucking ecological systems are dependent on the corrosive corgi, but I'm willing to detonate those as...
They're Pokemon. You didn't realize they were Pokemon. They're poison types. Navigating a steep slope isn't so hard, though. You just need decent boots. Having the right gear is always essential. Just gotta be prepared for anything.
New card, be prepared.
All right, more reinforced, just in case. And it's an opener. Gives you resolve, which you just gain more shield. So, do you want more defensive cards? We got more defensive cards.
That's doubly true when you deal with customers.
Ain't that the truth? Now, let's get ready here. I've got everything we need. Corsac pulls a bundle of brightly colored flags from his satchel. He steps nimbly to a loose pile of sands and plants a flag in the ground.
This land is Roman.
Yes, Roman turtles live here. See it? This right here is a nest.
Settlement captured.
These corrosive sea turtles lay their eggs in the sand, where they're vulnerable. Where they're vulnerable to careless footballs and errant volleyballs.
No, my volleyball is melting.
Not my watch, though. We gotta let people know that the nests are here. Well, what about the president?
Yeah, let's save those goddamn turtles.
I mean, the predators can't see the signs. That's just silly. Yeah, let's save the turtles.
Yeah, let's save the turtles. Let's do it.
Enthusiasm's good, but don't get too close to any of the mothers. They get very ornery. They have powerful flippers, and they know how to use them. That's why this particular species is known as slapping turtle.
The volleyball just goes sailing towards a nest and then it just goes sailing back to the people who are playing volleyball.
I know, I don't see why the volleyballs are a problem, as long as the mothers are around at least.
Noted, I'll keep my distance.
Sylvia steps carefully as she follows Corsac along the beach. She plants 2 more flags before stopping to consider a pair of beachgoers lounging nearby on their towels. Those women appear to have depleted their stamina.
Excuse me?
And despite all that talk of being prepared, I'm fresh out of restorative potions.
I've never been on a beach before and seen like a pair of like beachgoers and been like, those women, they've depleted their stamina. I can help them.
What they need now is a potion full of electrolytes. Clearly, Sylvia, you can help with this, right? Let's see, I may need to carry them to safety.
Don't you dare. I mean, they're just enjoying themselves.
They're laying prone on the ground. That's things people do. I'd be worried about aerial predators, but that's just me. Maybe I'm weird. Am I weird? I'm probably weird.
No, you're just weird, you.
Suppose my time in the wild has left me, extra vigilant. All right, tell me more about how you're extra vigilant.
Have you really spent all that time out there in nature?
I have.
I mean, I'd be more fucking vigilant if fucking corrosive corgis were out around.
Were you raised by, like, wolves or something, dog?
Well, nothing like that. I did learn a fair bit from a couple of wombats and their cubic poop. Keep telling me.
Okay, so tell me about the wombats.
Well, if you're so insistent with all these dialogue choices. My folks were nomadic, belonged to a clan with a dozen souls, maybe a few dozen. We rarely stayed in one place for long, moved with the weather, because we were on a sailboat. Followed the food. Never left a permanent mark on the land. And never took more than the land could spare. But truth be told, even among my family, I was an outlier.
How so?
Little ways at first. When others gather around the fire at night, I'd be the first to offer to stand watch, sort of to set myself apart. Soon, started feeling more kinship with the animals than people. Even let a few animals get away on a hunt. Meals we could, sorely afford to miss. One day, I was sent to scout the land ahead, and I just sort of kept going. Always meant to stop and set down roots somewhere, at least for a little while. Just never got around to doing it.
Well, you're back to civilization now. You can afford to let your guard down a little. Although, now I come to think of it, you never really seem to relax.
Well, too much to do. I wouldn't even know where to begin. How does one relax? I mean, I just saw the
prone on the beach.
Well, I mean, this is the
can't be. Help.
Have a massage. I can work out some of that tension, dog.
Being touched generally makes me more tense, not less. His eye animations are pretty good. Although, you look like you do have powerful hands. Yeah, that's not something to say.
Thanks? Take it from me. You got ways to relax, or the stress of the city will eat you alive. You gotta find ways to relax. In a place like this, you can only go so far in your knowledge of sandworms, squirrels, and slapping turtles.
Sylvia, I would never slap a turtle.
It's not what I was talking about.
Did he just make it funny? Yes.
Sorry, that's just some natural humor.
Oh, boy.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I'll ponder it. But in my heart, well, I'm not the type to be idle. My upbringing, I can appreciate the sea air and the feeling of sand beneath my feet. But I can help out these turtles at the same time.
Fair enough. It's definitely a nice break from my shop, just like I hoped. And hey, maybe we'll get lucky and some of these eggs will hatch while we're here.
I wouldn't wish for that. The little babies, they slap even harder than the mothers. Yeah, they're vicious little beasts. They go right for your weak points. Believe me when I say you don't want to get turtle slapped.
Turtle tapped. Turtle tap.
Sorry, I'm losing my steam.
And the beach sure is ruined for me now, thanks.
But I thought that was important, like tapped by a turtle, but apparently it's horrific. There are no survivors.
Yep, there's no survivors. Alright, the beat goes on.
You could potentially hang out with one more motherfucker.
Let's see if you'll be this motherfucker today, Roxanne. Will you be the motherfucker of choice?
Ooh, it sparkles.
It is not you. Who else was there that we could level up? We did you. We did your vision.
You know. He knows. You can also expand. Smell you later.
Oh yeah, was it Luna? Or did we have the cats? We did have the cats.
I guess the cats are an option too. Definitely Luna was thinking of.
Thank God we have the cats. Bring any fish.
Still gonna be more lethal semi-reading to himself. Great.
Oh, there's a bomb! JC!
What? Where?
Hi, Sylvia. There's no bomb.
Don't spill your sand or anything. I just wanted to make a point. You gotta start out loud and bombastic if you want to grab someone's attention. I'm just gonna give you your
Avasti, an opener.
Alright.
Applies Avasti. Next card played costs 0 patience, but it does reduce their interest gain by 25%. Can only be played as an opener, but you could make a card cheap. So this is definitely a card for like bigger cost decks, even like a 2/1, and something that can easily work around like the shocked, either by dispelling it or not like directly like implying interest.
I like the card art here. Just Pepper back there going.
The customer being like, ah.
Good tactic, or maybe that's just the massive adrenaline talking, adrenaline rush talking. Damn it, Lethal.
Hey, put that energy to use. You want to help us out again? You want to go slide some meals into things?
You're gonna say yes?
Well, what's on the agenda? More vendettas?
Oh, bigger than that, way bigger. We got to plan out tomorrow's naps.
Naps? Seriously?
It sounds like a small thing, but naps are important, Sylvia.
Yeah, there's the old rhyme to help you remember. Arrested pirates? Nice and quiet. Cranky pirates? Yeah, they start riots. Pepper writes out a series of equations on a roll of parchment.
The tricky part is that pirates will only nap in a patch of direct sunlight.
I see. Yeah, we got to account for the precise position of the sun.
Which changes by minor degrees each day, as do the exact number of minutes between dawn and dusk.
At Pepper's direction, Sylvia uses a yardstick to measure out the shadows that will be cast out by the ships and the cargo at various points throughout the day. The math is surprisingly complicated, but Salt and Pepper eventually have the nap schedule.
Fucking Pepper.
Just looking up there. Eventually have the nap schedule that will accommodate the entire crew. How big's the crew? It's not important. There's just like a cat cafe worth of cats on this ship.
But wait a minute. What if it's cloudy tomorrow?
Well then, we better get ready for some riots.
Maybe I should board up my windows just in case.
I bet you could handle it. Handle a bit of chaos in the streets. You've been a real daredevil. I guess you'd have to be, setting up shop on an island that's overrun with monsters. Monsters bring them on, it's safe enough.
Monsters bring them on. I was hoping to see a dragon or something by now.
There's the swagger. Sylvia the Slayer here. Don't back down from no monsters, right?
Monsters aren't so scary.
Whatever you say, Captain.
Monsters are just like any other living thing. They need to eat. They need to sleep. They know fear.
This fucking animal.
And that makes them vulnerable.
You see, Pepper believes in being prepared. He's a regular Boy Scout, he is. He's got a strategy to single-pointedly take down any monster you could name. I mean, even slimes?
Even slimes? I'm not sure slimes would be scared. They fear no man or kitty.
Well, slimes just want to be loved, Sylvia.
Aww.
Which makes them very easy to lull into a false sense of safety.
I'm not sure which of the animations I like most on Pepper. He is one of my favorite characters.
Oh.
Extend one paw in friendship while extending the claws of the other. This strategy also works on dogs.
I see. Man, dogs, so stupid, right? Especially those corrosive corgis.
In the end, it's about planning ahead and controlling the field of battle.
Tactics, of course. I'm convinced. How are you? How about you, rather? I mean, both these could be good. I feel bad for the monsters. I mean, He is pretty devilish, this one. Don't let his looks fool you.
A hand in friendship.
I almost feel bad for the monsters. Sounds like they don't have a chance.
They should have thought about that before attacking us in these purely hypothetical scenarios. But enough daydreaming. We got, practical stuff to get back to,
It almost looked like Salt had stitches on their right underarm when the paw was stuck out. But alas, that won't be able to see that arm again. Probably, maybe.
Yeah, it'll never happen again. Which may or may not involve showing some of belligerent beasties who's really in charge around here. It's the cats. Alright.
Kraken.
We're done. Let's head fucking back. Onward to mischief!
To mischief!
Next day. No gold was earned. Some was spent.
There was no shop running at all.
There wasn't.
Okay, we made it through a few days. This entire elongated session.
But wait, there's more.
I hope Oswald is okay. I hope he does feel super guilty, though.
How's it hanging? Shum getting shum?
I was wondering where the hell you was. I mean, them designed your ass. Why have you been in here more often?
I'm totally over-designed. I'm over-designed in saffron. You feel like tapping out at any point? With all the crazy impacts I've totally had on your business. Just let me know.
It's alright if a character's overdeveloped. If they're just gonna be a one-time thing like our boy here.
My hands are looking like they're carved from stone.
They're pretty cool, actually. I like the look of those.
Are you for real? This isn't a wrestling match we're talking about. It's my career. So, if you're expecting me just to quit, you're deluding yourself.
Flashing those teeth of yours again, eh? You talk to all your customers that way?
Yes. I'm pretty sure you have to buy something if I'm gonna consider you a customer.
You know, I'd almost be willing to buy a stamina potion off you. But that would be an illegal transaction, and I know a promising young potion maker like yourself wouldn't want to show disrespect. Such disrespect to the law. Or to me.
Oh no. Stamina potions. We don't be able to sell stamina potions.
Don't tell me you're still patent trolling, because that's totally been a mechanic that's been happening, viewers at home. You're actually bragging about it, too?
Just enjoying the music here a moment. Because he's so devilish that he's got his own electric guitar theme.
I guess you can't beat me without resorting to dirty tricks.
And because I have a rope tied around my right wrist, that also means I'm a cowboy. It's an unconventional strategy, sure. I call that thinking outside the tank.
I call it unethical, possibly illegal.
Whoa, whoa, watch the slander, chum. Have I broken any laws here?
Yeah, first law, pissing me off. That's a capital offense.
I don't actually know the answer to that, but I've got some really good lawyers on retainer, the kind of guys who just love to drag out the proceedings. You got money to burn on that sort of thing? Go ahead and burn it.
Maybe I can't take you on in court, but I'm going to fight this thing however I can.
Hey, I don't expect anything less from you, chum, and I wouldn't want this to be too easy. It's a real bad habit of mine, I know. But I've always liked to play with my food.
Okay, bye.
Is that
wow. You
I
can't sell cures.
It happened. It finally happened. So there you go.
Yeah, you know, because you've, it's not like you sell tonics or enhancers on days you try to, like, run a shop.
Mm-hmm. So they prefer potions. We can't sell, well...
Increased value for basic potions, decreased value for tonics.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine. And we had an avalanche. Those damn crickets got to work.
Damn you, crickets! But what's really happening here is going to be the end of this video and this session.
Lethal is tired. Grimith is tiring. And next time...
That tiring can be wielded in multiple ways. I don't know whether I like that.
It sure can. I did not mean it in the offending way. But anyway, next time, there's 3 days left.
Will we get through those days to obliterate Boss Fett in the competition? Because that's totally fucking happening, right?
Maybe.
It's happening. I have not seen anything from this game to convince me otherwise.
Yep. We'll see you then either way. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.